this is it. This is my shelter in keeping with the series. Now, I'm going to have a separate video that goes into the details of how I came up with this and different things I thought of. But obviously, first thing I thought of was just go live in a tent on state or national forest land and basically be a nomad, moving every couple weeks. Second thing I thought was, well, I could just keep my car and live in my car and camp out in parking lots and stuff. And there was reasons I didn't do that. And there was a couple other things I thought of too. But based on what I had, working off of those, the rule of stop, stop, take inventory, observe the resources, and then proceed to do something. And then also those 4 basic rules of survival: shelter, water, fire, and food. First thing I needed was shelter, so I decided to look around, find a cheap piece of land anywhere that I could put a tent on or something of that nature and just live without electricity and stuff, burn wood for heat, whatever. That was my goal. So I looked into it and I found 2.5 acres of land for about $2,500. They were asking $3,500. They came down to $25. And then as I was closing on that land, this 28-foot camper trailer came up for sale. They were asking $1,900. Luckily, I had my aunt to help me move and also to go look at the trailer. They came down from $1,900 to $1,000 because they just wanted to get rid of it. It's an old '83 Shasta. It's not the best, but the stove works, the heater works, the refrigerator worked. The refrigerator runs off of propane, so that's a bonus because I don't have electricity. And at this point, I don't have any solar power or nothing. All I have is the 2 30-pound propane tanks that come with the camper. So that was what I was working with initially. Got that all set up. And if you think about it, the camper is basically a tiny home. It's on wheels. It's not secured to the ground. You don't need any building permits anywhere or anything. You just go find a place where you can legally park it and park it. And just so you know, I want to make sure everybody knows up front that everything I did was 100% legal, and I researched that as well. And that's what went into the buying decisions here. I didn't want to be hiding out and worrying about having to deal with codes and this and that and the other. So I researched everything. I called the town that I had planned on moving to, and I spoke with the building inspector and the ordinance officer to make sure that all this was on the up and up and I could do it. And I got their approval before I ever signed the paper. So I think that's important because a lot of people are going to get in that situation where they think they can just run off, and then next thing you know, they're having a real hard time and it's not working out. So I did the research in the legal department as well to make sure that this would all flow as smoothly as possible. My aunt helped me bring the camper back here, and for, I don't know, a few weeks I just lived in it with the 30-pound propane tanks and the RV battery that came with it until that ran dead. But I'm going to go into more details of that in another video and the whole process of finding the land and all that. But this video is just a quick, to the point, here's what I got, here's how much it cost. It was $2,500 for the 2.5 acres of land. It was $1,000 for the camper. And that was it. It was, I think it was $30 to fill up the 2 30-pound propane tanks. Now, if you see, I got a tent here that I bartered with. I traded some things for the tent. And then that was the little yellow dome tent is the one I've had forever that I converted to ice fishing shanty, and was actually planning on living on this property or elsewhere in that tent until the trailer came available. When I made the decision to buy the property, the trailer wasn't even in the picture, and I was just going to live out here in the tent. But luckily, everything came together, and the trailer came available, and that's where I'm at. So, but I did want to show those because I do use those for storage of things that, doesn't really matter if they get wet or not. So, because they will get wet. That's the shelter. I think I'll take you around it, and well, actually, I'll do that in another video. I just want to be straight to the point, property 2,500, trailer 1,000, 3,500 bucks, done deal. So that's the shelter. That's what I've been living in for the past year and so many months. So thanks for watching.